In the electrifying cauldron of the NBA playoffs, moments that define careers are forged in the intense heat of competition. On a night thick with anticipation, Anthony Edwards transformed the Minnesota Timberwolves' fortunes with a stellar 27-point performance, catalyzing a game so decisive it rattled the rafters of the basketball world. This wasn't just a victory, it was a 115-70 demolition of the Denver Nuggets, setting the stage for a nail-biting Game 7. With every dribble and dunk, the Timberwolves not only revived their hopes, but also sent a resounding message across the league: they are not done yet.
The Timberwolves entered Game 6 with their backs against the wall, down 3-2 in a series that had all the makings of a classic. Prior to this, Anthony Edwards and the team faced criticism for not leveraging their full potential. The pressure was monumental, but so was the opportunity to flip the script in a do-or-die situation. Historian, before Game 6, the Timberwolves' performance was a mix of high-octane offense and shaky moments, especially in defense. The return of Mike Conley was anticipated to bring veteran poise and stability. The stage was set not just for a game, but for a statement. Game 6 wasn't just another playoff match, it was a test of character for the Timberwolves. They needed to harness all their previous experiences, the highs and the lows, to survive.
Anthony Edwards' transformation into the spearhead of the Timberwolves' attack in Game 6 was nothing short of cinematic. Scoring 27 points, Edwards wasn't just playing. He was dominating with a fierce determination visible in his every move. His tenacity set the tone for the entire game, dismantling the Nuggets' defense piece by piece. From the outset, Edwards was aggressive, utilizing his athleticism and sharp shooting to outpace defenders. His first half performance alone, where he scored 19 points on efficient shooting, essentially laid the groundwork for what was to become a historic night for Minnesota. Each basket he made sent waves of energy through the crowd and his teammates, elevating the team's performance. By the time the third quarter rolled around, Edwards had turned the game into his personal highlight reel. His ability to convert steals into fast breaks and showcase his dribbling skills not only scored points but also demoralized the opposition, proving that on this night, he was unstoppable. In the shadow of Edwards' standout performance, Jaden McDaniels and Mike Conley emerged as critical contributors, each in their own right. McDaniels, known more for his defensive prowess, erupted for 21 points, including crucial three-pointers that kept the momentum firmly with the Timberwolves.
His defensive assignments, particularly against key Nuggets players, were executed with precision, disrupting their offensive flow. Mike Conley's return from injury added a missing piece to the Timberwolves' puzzle. Scoring 13 points might not seem monumental, but his presence on the court brought an organizational clarity that had been lacking. His playmaking and experience were pivotal in executing the team's offensive schemes, and his calm demeanor under pressure helped stabilize the younger players during critical moments of the game. Together, McDaniels and Conley not only supported Edwards, but also elevated the team's overall performance, showcasing the depth and resilience of the Timberwolves roster.
The Battle of the Big Men was a spectacle in itself, with Rudy Gobert, Karl Anthony Towns, and Naz Reid combining for a staggering 38 rebounds. Their dominance on the glass was a critical component of the Timberwolves' strategy, limiting the Nuggets' second-chance opportunities and controlling the pace of the game. Their defensive efforts against Nikola Jokic, the Nuggets' centerpiece and reigning MVP, were particularly noteworthy. While Jokic managed to score 22 points, he was kept relatively quiet compared to his usual standards. The trio's ability to alternate on defensive duties, keeping fresh legs on Jokic at all times, proved to be a game-changer. This triumvirate didn't just defend. They set screens, rolled to the basket, and ensured that the offensive flow didn't stagnate, showing that their value on the court extends beyond traditional big man roles. For the Denver Nuggets, Game 6 was a nightmarish experience. Jamal Murray, usually a reliable scoring option, found himself struggling immensely, managing only 10 points on 4 for 18 shooting. His inability to find his rhythm significantly hampered the Nuggets' offensive efficiency. The team as a whole shot a dismal 7 for 36 from beyond the arc, a statistic that underscored their off night. The lack of production from the bench, which was outscored 36-9, added to their woes, leaving them unable to counter the surges by the Timberwolves. This game exposed several vulnerabilities in the Nuggets' setup, particularly their dependency on key players for offensive output. The collective underperformance highlighted the need for a more diversified attack, especially in high-stakes situations.
The Timberwolves coaching staff deserves immense credit for the tactical nous displayed in Game 6. The decision to integrate Mike Conley back into the lineup and the adjustments made on the defensive end were game changers. The team employed a mix of zone and man-to-man defenses that confused the Nuggets and disrupted their shooting rhythms. Offensively, the Timberwolves exploited the Nuggets' defensive gaps with precision. The ball movement was crisp, leading to high-percentage shots. The 24-0 run in the fourth quarter was a direct result of meticulous planning and execution, highlighting a well-oiled machine operating at its peak at the most crucial juncture of their playoff campaign. This tactical masterclass not only secured a win, but also regained psychological leverage as the series moved towards a decisive seventh game.
The defining moment of Game 6 came in the form of a monumental 24-0 run by the Timberwolves in the fourth quarter, effectively sealing the fate of the game. This surge was not just a display of scoring prowess, but a symphony of strategic defense, relentless offense, and crowd-engaging plays that shifted the atmosphere from tense to triumphant within minutes. This run was sparked by key defensive stops and fast break points, showcasing the Timberwolves' ability to convert defensive plays into scoring opportunities. Anthony Edwards led the charge, but the team's depth shone through as multiple players stepped up to contribute. The sequence demoralized the Nuggets, who struggled to respond under the weight of the surging Timberwolves and the roaring crowd. The impact of this run extended beyond the scoreboard. It shifted the series' momentum, giving the Timberwolves a psychological edge as they headed into a crucial Game 7. The atmosphere in the arena during Game 6 was electric, a palpable sense of urgency and hope filling the air as fans rallied behind their team. The crowd's energy was a vital component of the game, with chants of MVP resonating each time Edwards made a play. This fan engagement not only boosted the team's morale, but also created a daunting environment for the visiting Nuggets. As the game progressed and the Timberwolves' lead expanded, the crowd grew louder, their cheers echoing the intensity of the plays on the court. The synergy between the team and the fans was undeniable, creating a fortress of support that seemed to propel the Timberwolves to greater heights. The impact of the home crowd cannot be underestimated. Their presence turned the arena into a cauldron of support, where every Timberwolves' success was amplified and every Nuggets misstep was intensely scrutinized.
The Nuggets' defensive strategy, which had been relatively solid throughout the series, crumbled under the pressure of the Timberwolves' aggressive play. The cracks began to show as they struggled to contain the dynamic movements and sharp shooting of Edwards and the rest of the team. Their usual coordination and timing were off, leading to missed rotations and uncharacteristic gaps in their defense. These defensive lapses were exploited repeatedly by the Timberwolves, who capitalized on every opportunity to extend their lead. The Nuggets' inability to adjust in real time, coupled with their apparent fatigue, allowed Minnesota to dominate both in the paint and on the perimeter. This defensive breakdown not only cost them the game, but also exposed vulnerabilities that would need to be addressed before facing the decisive Game 7. Without rectifying these issues, the Nuggets risked ending their playoff run on a sour note.
Game 7, what lies ahead? As the series extends to a Game 7, the stakes could not be higher. Both teams have shown they can dominate and be dominated, setting the stage for a dramatic conclusion. For the Timberwolves, maintaining the momentum from Game 6 will be key. They must continue to leverage their home crowd advantage and the high morale from their last win. For the Nuggets, recovery and adjustment will be crucial. They need to reassess their defensive strategies and find ways to reignite their key players, especially Jamal Murray, who has struggled significantly. The mental and physical resilience of the Nuggets will be tested as they attempt to regroup and reclaim their earlier form. Game 7 will not just be a test of basketball prowess, but of willpower, strategy, and heart. With a spot in the Western Conference Finals on the line, both teams are expected to leave everything on the court.
Game 6 of this series finds its place among the memorable pivot moments in NBA playoff history. Similar to the legendary performances seen in past decades, where players like Michael Jordan and LeBron James have stamped their authority on crucial games, Anthony Edwards' performance has the makings of becoming a historic turning point. This game stands out not just for its immediate impact, but for how it encapsulates the essence of playoff basketball: unpredictable, intense, and wildly dramatic. It serves as a testament to how a single game can alter the trajectory of a series and potentially careers.
The psychological ramifications of Game 6 are profound for both teams. For the Timberwolves, the victory serves as a monumental boost in confidence. They've demonstrated to themselves and their doubters that they can dominate under pressure, enhancing their collective belief in their ability to complete the comeback.
Conversely, the Nuggets face a tough mental challenge. Recovering from such a heavy defeat requires mental fortitude and the ability to stay focused under pressure. The team's leadership and coaching staff play pivotal roles in rebuilding morale and ensuring the players are mentally prepared for the do-or-die nature of Game 7. Psychological resilience could well be the deciding factor in what promises to be a fiercely contested final game of the series.
The aftermath of Game 6 saw a flurry of media attention and analysis. Sports pundits and fans alike took to various platforms to dissect the performances, highlight key moments, and speculate on the implications for Game 7. The narrative has largely shifted to praise the Timberwolves' resilience and strategic execution while questioning the Nuggets' ability to bounce back. Social media buzzed with clips of Edwards' dunks and McDaniel's defensive plays, capturing the imagination of the basketball community. This media spotlight not only adds to the hype surrounding the upcoming game, but also places additional pressure on the players to perform. As the dust settles on Game 6, the stage is perfectly set for a dramatic conclusion to this thrilling series. The Timberwolves have shown that they are not just participants in the playoffs, but formidable contenders. The Nuggets, while currently down, have throughout the season shown the resilience that they can summon in critical moments. Game 7 is more than just a game. It's a narrative about resilience, strategy, and the sheer unpredictability of sports. As both teams prepare for the final showdown, the anticipation and stakes could not be higher. Whatever the outcome, this series will undoubtedly be remembered for its intense competition and dramatic turns, epitomizing the very best of what the NBA playoffs have to offer.